yesterday? Login API. How many of them finished it? Were you able to complete it? Done. How many of them done? Okay. Okay. Everyone open Postman and VS Code. Okay? Yes. Someone please explain the flow of login API. Come on guys. Someone from this side. Can you try? Can you explain the flow of login API? Yeah, try. Let's start from Postman. Say what happens here. Can you be louder? First we must. Yeah. Okay. 1 second. Let me run it. Yeah, server is running. Okay. Yeah, copy. Okay, 1 second. If I hit this button, where the request goes? First, in this I have so many files inside here. In this, where the request goes? Which is the first file that gets triggered? Where the request goes? Okay, I have two URLs. One is this and one is this. Are you sure? Okay, I go here. Next. No. See, what is this? Slash API. Where is slash API? It's not there inside this. See, look at it. It's not inside this. It's inside this file. Okay. Inside this, I have API slash. Okay. When I do API slash, what happens? I should go to this app. Under that, I have to go to that URL. Test app URL. Next, here, what do I have? Login slash. Where is login slash? Here. Next, what happens? This one. Okay. Now what happens inside this? Assume that I have hit that button. In the Postman, I hit the send button. Now that data came inside this. It checked for the API endpoint, API slash login. Now I got which function to trigger, which is the part of the code that gets triggered. This is the code from line number 53 to 76. This will be running. Okay. What's happening inside line number 53? Yeah. What is that API view inside that? writing that API view inside that class login view. So no. See, right now we have a class login view, correct? I want to make that class as a API view. Request should come there. Okay. You can't make a normal class to handle the APIs. You have to give that behavior. That behavior, everything will be there inside that API view. You are inheriting that property so that whatever behavior that API view has, this side will get done. So this class is now ready to handle API. Okay. Otherwise, Python won't understand. This is for handling APIs. To tell it, we have to inherit it. Okay. Now let's skip 57th line, 56th line. Why def post? We are sending the API through the post method. Correct. As you can see here, it's a post method. That's why we have to implement a post. Okay. Now what's happening here in line number 57? What is this request.data? Okay, what is request? Sorry? No, it's okay. What is request? What we did here in the Postman, we hit this button, right? Send. At that time, API request is happening. Request is happening. Got it? So, through Postman, we made a API request. In this request, one body will be there, request body. We are passing this data. Okay? We are passing this data. So, in request body, request is the one, when we send that button, we are making a request. That is called request. In that request, we are passing a data inside the body. Correct? That is request data. Whatever we pass their username and password, this will be having it. That request data will be having it. So what are you doing there inside login serializer? Data equals to request data. So what are we doing there? What is that login serializer? What is that? No, just tell me what is that login serializer. Try it, it's okay. It's a class only, but what type of class it is? It's a serializer, right? It's a serializer. By the name only we have, it's a login serializer, means it's a serializer. We are passing the data inside the serializer. Why are we passing it? No. Anyone else? Can anyone else try? Can you say? Why are we passing the data inside serializer? Yes, correct. We pass the request data inside serializer because the incoming data will be in the JSON format. Python won't understand JSON. We have to convert to the format which Python understands. Python object. That's why we pass inside the serializer. So this data will go inside this file. Okay. Inside this, we have written the code already. Username, it should be a char field. Password, it should be a char field. And write only in the sense you cannot read the password later. That's what it means. Nothing much inside that. Okay. We pass the data inside this. Whatever username we pass, that became username which Python understands right now. Password also, that conversion happened. When the data comes inside the serializer, translation happens. Now whatever there inside this login serializer, now Python is able to understand it. The incoming data which we passed, now Python is able to understand. Okay. Now here what are we doing? What is this? Is valid. What is that? Is valid. We used in the previous API also. what are the two purpose of serializer? Two purpose of serializer. Yeah? Validation, correct. See, there are two purpose of serializer. One is translation, another is validation. Translation will happen automatically. Framework will take care of it. Validation, whatever logic we write inside this. For example, if I go inside this, if I take this this serializer as an example, here along with the translation, I am doing a validation also. I am saying minimum length should be 6. It's a required field. It's a mandatory field. The role should be of this choice only. You can't give other values. So these are all validations. Okay. That I am checking here whether all the validation is passed or not. If everything is passed, then only I will continue with the code. Here what I am saying is, if not valid, if it is not valid, return then and there only, say it is bad request. Okay. If validation is not passed, then return there only. These code will not execute only. Okay. Now I'll come here. Assuming this becomes false, this won't run, it will come here. Next, the data, the username, incoming username, it was in JSON format. Now to take that, we have to use this method, login serializer. This is login serializer. In that validated data, what is username? Give it to the username and password variable. Okay. Then we have a function. Just pass that username and password inside that authenticate function. You don't have to write separate logic to check whether the username or password is correct or not. You can just use that method, authenticate. That's it. You pass the username and password, it will say whether the username and password is correct or not. You don't have to write any logic. Just call this function and pass the data. Okay? If it is true, if this is true, both the username and password is correct, then you will get the user. Which user is that? Okay? If you don't get the user, then this is wrong. Then this will be executed. Invalid username or password. If these two are correct, username and password is correct, then you get this object. You can check if user is not none, then what you should do, you should return the token. How to get token? Just call this function. Just call this function, you get access token and refresh token. Just pass it inside this. Along with that, I have said pass the role and username. That I am writing it here. Username and role. You mug up this format. Every API will be following the same format. Data will come, you pass it to serial, you get that, you do some valid logic checking, then you return. Every API same format only. You can blindly mug up this. Okay. So the request, everything is done. Then what we wrote in the response, for example, if this is the response, if it is success, I will get this data. This response will send that. Okay. If the password is wrong, obviously I will get this one, invalid username and password. Okay. For example, if I did not pass the username or if I did not pass the password, like this will come. This error is thrown by serializer. Okay. Now try creating an API to create test. Create test. What all fields do we have in test table? Check. Test table. Quick, quick. Can you say what all fields do we have in test table? One by one, one by one. First one? Title. Next? Created by. Time limit. Is published. Then created at. Okay, listen carefully. Now we're gonna create an API to create a test. Okay. In this, from the postman, you have to take this data. From the user, you have to take this data. Title, you have to take. Created by, you should not take. I will say why. First, take only title. This automatic, we should detect it based on who sent the request. Okay. Time limit, you should take. Is published or not? You should not take. Right now. Created at also you should not take. This is automatically. This field will be automatically filled. So in this API, you have to take title and time limit. Create the API. And in the response, you just have to tell successfully created the test. Successfully test created. Same format, how we created register login API, same format we have to use. Try creating this API. You just have to make it work, that's it. You can use Google, ChatGPT, whatever. Just make it work, that's it. If I hit the API in the postman, successfully it should give, successfully test is created. And if I check in the admin panel, one new test should create there. Make this happen. Yeah. Create the API. Test create. Create test. Any doubts? Just call me. For any you are not using this slash no, it's okay. Not an issue. It's okay. How this is working? If you can answer that, yeah. But I said in the response I want this message to try to modify one message and one what is the test. You create one test, no? I need the test ID. Try modify it little. Don't send it everything. Only message and test ID. Yeah. One second. Guys, just hold on for a few minutes. I will explain one concept. Now what are we doing? We are creating an API to create test, right? Who should create test? Teacher. Teacher should create. Only teacher should create. Right. Now, someone is making this API call. Someone is hitting this send button. How to verify whether it is sent by teacher or student? We need something there, right? We need to verify who sent this, whether that person who sent this has the permission to create the test or not. Correct? Before this, we created the teacher user. For that teacher, one access token will be there, right? We created a user, teacher, using register API. Register API, we created a teacher. If you see this, here in the role, we give teacher, right? One user is created. While registering, one access token will be generated. Let's say I forgot it. Now I am logging in, okay? I don't want to create new teacher. I already have this account. I just want to log in. Okay? I'm giving username, password. I'm hitting send API. I'm getting an access token, right? I just have to copy this access token in this API, the new API, create test. This I have to pass it in the headers. In the headers, the key should be authorization. This is mandatory. This is the flow. It should be authorization only. You can't give other name. Authorization. The value should start with bearer and space and paste it. Paste your access token. Paste it. Okay. Now, when I hit this button, when I send, API call will go, the request will go to the backend. It will come here, create test, which is pointing to this particular class. I'm opening that. In this, I'm writing this one line number 83, permission class. Every API should have this line, permission class. In this, I'm saying whether is it a teacher or not. Okay, only the teacher has this permission to access this API. If I give is student also, if I give is student, then teacher and student both have access to this API. Okay. As we know, only teacher we should give permission only for the teacher. That's why I'm giving only teacher. Then how did this came from? Is teacher. Where did this come from? I wrote a separate permission class. Okay. In this, I wrote two permission class. One is for teacher, one is for student. You can just blindly copy paste any project. This is the structure to create the permission class. Whether it may be sometime manager, admin, super admin, or security, student, doesn't matter. This is the structure, okay? Class inherit base permission. In that base permission, everything will be there. You don't have to care about it. If you want to make one class a permission class, just inherit it. That's it. Okay? Then write this, whether that particular request.user, request, who sent that request, that particular request will be having a user. Okay? That user is authenticated. That means in this line, request.user is authenticated, we are checking whether that access token is valid or not, whether it is expired or not. Okay? In this line, internally it is checking whether the access token sent is valid and it is sent by our system only. Okay? Whether it is valid or not. Then, and condition, we are checking whether that particular user role is a teacher. This is what is teacher. For student, everything same. In this line, we are checking. Remember this. Request.user is authenticated means we are checking whether the access token is correct or not. We pass the access token in the headers. The key is authorization, value is bearer space access token. That access token, when I hit the button, it will come here. Okay, it will come here and it will check whether it is authenticated, whether it is correct or not. Once it is done, then it will check the AND condition whether that particular authenticated user is a student or not. Okay. For whichever API I should give access only for student, I will write this in permission class. For teacher, I will write that. If I want some API for both of them, for example, seeing the result, viewing the result, both can see, right? Not editing, not deleting, just seeing the result. Student can also see, teacher can also see. In such cases, I will write both the things. Okay? I have to create separate permission class. In the permission class, every API should have this. If you see in the login API, I had this, but I wrote allow any. That means anybody can log in, right? It's not like only teacher and student can log in. Anybody can log in. That's why allow any. For register API, anybody can do that. Okay? From now onwards, we will be using whether teacher or student or both. Now, if a student try to hit this API, if you take the student's access token and pass it in the headers, and if you send the button, then this will fail. You will get 401. Very important, very important status code 401. 401 means unauthorized. This has two meaning. Classical interview question. Even people while interviewing me also ask this question. 401. If you get 401, what does it mean? It means one thing, the access token which you passed is expired. It's dead. Okay? First meaning. Second meaning, that access token you passed to one API, right? That particular person doesn't have access to this particular API. Student can't create test. That means 401. If you take the student access token, pass it in the header, you get 401. You should get 401. So, two meaning are there. If you get 401, access token is dead. Meaning number one. Meaning number two, that particular person doesn't have access to this particular API. Very clear? Very important. 401. 400 means bad request. We used this before. When the user makes the request very bad, for example, the character, if it is not matching with the validation condition, or if it is not passing the proper keys, or the value is empty, something like that, the request is bad. These are all client's mistake. Which are all starts with 400 series, all client's mistake, not the server's mistake. If you get something from 500 series, then your code is wrong. 400 series means client's mistake. It's not your mistake. Okay? So these two are very important status codes. 401 unauthorized, 400 bad request. Now continue the code. This is the code. Try this. Create test serializer on your own. Okay, I'll not reveal it. Try on your own. And one more thing, we have one field in the test table. The test table title we have. I pass in the postman. Title I'm passing. Title I'm passing. Created by. How will you take this? Whoever hit that button, whoever sent the request is the one who is creating it. We don't need to ask in the API. Already that particular person is passing the access token, right? In this access token, user ID will be there. Based on that, we can get it. This created by, we can pass it here. Created by is request.user. This is how you access. Who sent the request? Just write request.user. That user ID embedded inside that access token, that will be this request.user. So that is the person who requested. Okay. So created at field is sorted. This is sorted. Time limit we are asking. Time limit we are asking the user. That is sorted. Is published we will ask later when all the questions are added. We will ask this later. Created at is an automatic field. As you can see here, auto now add means the time when that row is getting created, at that time the database will automatically put the timestamp. This is the time we created. User don't have to pass. We don't have to write in the code what is the time created. Okay, it will automatically take the current time. That's what this means. Auto now add equals to true. Okay, now try on your own. Try creating this API.
Heavy is not.
is authenticated டோக்கன் கரெக்ட் இருக்கா ராங் இருக்கான்னு சொல்லும், அவ்வளோதான். அது ஸ்டூடெண்ட்டோட டீச்சரோட சொல்கிறதுக்கு இந்த மாதிரி செப்பரேட் க்ரியேட் பண்ணுங்க. நீங்கள் பர்மிஷன் ஃபைல் பாருங்கள். கிளிக் ஆன் திஸ் பர்மிஷன் ஃபைல். I have pushed my code. You can check it out. you created this list, right? When you know this created, and what you want to see. Setting that unique values. What are the process like to all the cases what are the you have to code anybody can write. You should know the flow properly. If something break, you should understand. Okay, this is the place where it should. You should understand the system. Look here, one more API is created, listing all the tests which all created. Okay, so I created a test here. This is the endpoint API/create test. For listing also, I have wrote list test endpoint. Okay, is a get method. Why? Because I'm not passing anything in the body. What all created, I'm just getting the list out of it. So list test, it will be definitely, I should go to URLs. Where is list test? It's here. Then it is calling this function. Here I have two things. One is post, which is I am using for creating test. One more I have get method. As you can see here, get method. When I call get, this part will be running, only this part. When I do get method, as you see, the class is same only. If I do get, this will be running. If I do post, this will be running. Okay, that's the difference. I'm doing get method, I'm just passing the tokens. This is the logic. Get all the data which are all already created under the test. I'm passing that list. That's it.